In many communities, particularly those with rich cultural and religious backgrounds, there exists a strong emphasis on trust in authority figures, especially law enforcement. These figures are often seen as guardians of safety and justice, expected to act with integrity and protect the community. However, beneath this calm facade can lie dark secrets, where misplaced trust can lead to profound consequences. Warning: the following story features characters inspired by real individuals. To protect their privacy, names and specific details have been altered. It covers sensitive topics that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. In one seemingly peaceful neighborhood, life appeared to unfold normally. Families gathered for prayers, children played outside, and neighbors shared meals together. Among these families were two young women, Amina and Layla, whose friendship had been a cornerstone of their lives since childhood. Amina, a bright and ambitious girl, spent countless afternoons at Layla's home, where she was warmly welcomed by Layla's family. The two girls shared laughter, dreams, and secrets, and their bond was so deep that they were practically sisters. Amina had grand dreams of working for a respected security agency, envisioning a future where she'd be making a difference, much like her mentor Amir, Layla's father. Amir was not only a respected member of the community, but also served as the local police chief. His dedication to maintaining peace had earned him admiration and trust from many people. Amina often shared her ambitions with Layla, who encouraged her wholeheartedly, assuring her that she could achieve anything with hard work and dedication. Layla herself had always admired Amina's determination and supported her dreams without hesitation. As Amina grew older, Amir began to take a closer interest in her aspirations. Initially, he regarded her as a young friend of his daughter, but over time, he came to appreciate her ambition and drive. He began inviting her for conversations about her career plans, offering advice and sharing his experiences in law enforcement. To Amina, these interactions were invaluable. She looked up to Amir as a guiding figure, trusting him deeply and appreciating his encouragement. However, as their interactions continued, Amir's intentions became increasingly blurred. He presented himself as a mentor, but his attention to Amina began to take on a more personal tone. Amina, still seeing him as a mentor, found herself growing closer to him. Amir, though, was drawn to her youth and ambition in a way that went beyond the boundaries of mentorship. This left Amina in a confusing and increasingly uncomfortable situation, not fully understanding the shift in his behavior but feeling uncertain about how to address it. Over time, Amina became more reserved. Her friends noticed a change in her, but when they expressed concern, she brushed it off, insisting she was simply busy with her studies and future plans. She stopped spending as much time with Layla and grew distant from her own family. The vibrant, joyful young woman her loved ones knew was replaced by someone quieter, preoccupied, and withdrawn. This change did not go unnoticed by her family, who worried but respected her privacy, hoping that she would open up when she was ready. Meanwhile, Amir's wife, Fatima, observed subtle changes in her husband's behavior. His routine became irregular, and he began to work late hours more frequently. Fatima's intuition told her something was amiss, but she couldn't quite place it. She noticed he was more guarded with his phone and often seemed preoccupied. Though she trusted him, her concern grew, leading her to keep a closer eye on his behavior. Amina's world shifted dramatically when she discovered she was pregnant. This revelation brought forth a storm of emotions, and she felt overwhelmed. Unsure of how to handle the situation, Amina knew she needed to confront Amir. She approached him, hoping for support and understanding, only to be met with a reaction she hadn't anticipated. Amir, panicking at the potential fallout and the risk to his reputation, urged her to consider ending the pregnancy. Despite the shock and fear, Amina decided to stand by her own principles. She believed that every life deserved love and care, and her resolve only grew stronger. Amir, however, saw her decision as a threat to his reputation and grew increasingly anxious. He became distant, trying to protect himself by withdrawing from her. For Amina, this response was heartbreaking and confusing. She found herself struggling with her choices and with the feeling of abandonment from someone she had once trusted deeply. Around this time, Amir invited Amina for a drive, suggesting that they discuss the situation privately. She reluctantly agreed, hoping that perhaps he would finally show understanding and support. As they drove, the conversation quickly turned tense. Amina expressed her desire to keep the baby, speaking passionately about her future and the love she intended to provide. Amir, however, could only see the potential risks and complications. The discussion escalated, leaving both of them emotionally strained and at an impasse. When Amina didn't return home that night, her family grew increasingly concerned. Layla, distressed and worried, reached out to Amir, who took charge of the investigation into Amina's disappearance. The community quickly mobilized, organizing search parties and distributing flyers. Friends and neighbors came together, supporting Amina's family and hoping for her safe return. Days turned into weeks, and the community's hope began to waver as leads grew cold. As the investigation unfolded, Amir maintained a careful facade, acting as a concerned leader and taking an active role in the search efforts. He attended community meetings, rallying people and speaking about the importance of finding Amina. To those around him, he appeared genuinely concerned. But beneath this exterior, he was deeply troubled by the weight of his own actions. Fatima, struggling with her suspicions, became more vigilant as well. She sensed there was something Amir was withholding, but she couldn't piece it together. Friends noticed her growing anxiety, and while she refrained from sharing her concerns, the unease took a toll on her. Eventually, evidence began to surface, casting doubt on Amir's involvement in Amina's disappearance. Surveillance footage showed Amir and Amina together the night she went missing, and additional records revealed his location near where her last known whereabouts were. With each new piece of evidence, the community's trust in Amir began to erode. Friends and neighbors who had once held him in high regard began to question his integrity, leading to a tense and uncertain atmosphere within the town. The investigation brought Amir in for questioning, and the community held its breath, anxiously awaiting answers. During the interrogation, Amir initially tried to maintain his innocence, creating a narrative that portrayed him as a victim of circumstances. However, the mounting evidence against him made it difficult to uphold this facade. Witnesses who had once stayed silent began coming forward, sharing incidents and observations that painted a picture of Amir's manipulation and misuse of authority. The day Amir was formally charged sent shockwaves through the community. People who had once admired him now grappled with feelings of betrayal and disbelief. The trial that followed became a turning point for the town, a moment of reckoning that forced many to confront uncomfortable truths about authority, trust, and vulnerability. Amina's family shared their heartbreak in court, recounting the life and dreams that had been unfairly taken from her. In the courtroom, Fatima also took the stand, describing the pain of realizing her husband's betrayal. Her testimony provided insight into the internal conflicts she faced, torn between the love she once had for Amir and the reality of his actions. Her words resonated deeply with those present, drawing sympathy and compassion from the jury. As Amir's actions came to light, the trial became a platform for examining the dangers of unchecked authority. The community began to reflect on how power can be misused and how vulnerable individuals can be taken advantage of. This newfound awareness led to a sense of determination among the residents to foster accountability and safeguard against future abuses of power. Following the trial, Amir was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, a decision that carried a heavy weight of finality. His conviction was not just a personal consequence, but a symbol of justice for Amina and her family. The ruling brought a sense of closure, though it did little to ease the deep wounds left by his actions. For Amina's family, the courtroom verdict was bittersweet, an affirmation that Amir would be held accountable for the damage he caused, but no sentence could bring back their beloved daughter or restore the lost innocence. The ripple effects of his betrayal were felt far beyond the walls of the courtroom. For the community, it was a shattering realization. The man they had once trusted and admired as a protector, someone who had been the cornerstone of their safety and law enforcement, was now unmasked as the very source of a heartbreaking tragedy. The loss of Amina was a poignant reminder that betrayal can come from the most unexpected places, and the need for vigilance within the structures of power and trust was more important than ever. The once tight-knit community now faced the painful task of rebuilding the trust that had been so callously broken. People who had once felt secure in their relationships were now questioning their assumptions about authority, leadership, and the nature of trust. In the aftermath, Fatima and her children faced the difficult task of moving forward. They decided to leave the town, seeking a fresh start away from the reminders of their painful past. Despite the challenges, Fatima found purpose in helping others. Channeling her experience into advocacy for those affected by abuse and exploitation, she became a voice for awareness, educating others about the importance of vigilance, respect, and the need for integrity in relationships and leadership. For the community, Amina's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of accountability and the responsibility that comes with trust. The tragedy underscored the need for open conversations about authority and support networks for those who might find themselves in difficult situations. Through this experience, the community emerged stronger, with a commitment to protecting each other and fostering a culture of transparency and care. They organized events and discussions focused on building trust, respect, and mutual support, ensuring that Amina's legacy would inspire positive change. The story of Amina and Amir serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of integrity and the consequences of betrayal. It highlights the need for communities to come together in times of hardship, offering support, love, and accountability. Amina's memory lives on, encouraging others to value trust and to always act with empathy and respect toward those around them. Thank you for joining us. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more crime stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.